Good morning. Welcome to the Maximum Edge Sports Wagering Show. My name is John Santucci. Call me Tooch. I have got some NFL previews coming up here for Sunday, December 12th. I got G Dog and Anthony with me to help break it down. How's it going?
Good. What's going on, man?
Good. Getting ready for a Sunday. We got lots of college basketball action. We got NFL football, NBA, NHL. Aside from capping games, regular Sunday watching games, etc. Anthony, how's your Sunday starting out?
Well, phenomenal after going 7-1-1 yesterday.
On
No
fire.
complaints here.
And fuego. Yeah, we got a few games. Anything last night I want to talk about the Army Navy game. The under cashed, which
16 straight years.
Right, 16 straight years. Gave the under on the show here yesterday.
And then we had the wagon. Navy's the wagon.
Right.
I don't know how anyone goes against Navy.
The way to roll was Navy plus the points.
7 points was a lot.
They have been covering a lot. That was the play yesterday. Today in the NFL, we got some interesting matchups, man. I think the most interesting matchup, of course, is probably the NFC matchup between the Cowboys and the football team. Cowboys 8-4, 9-3 against the spread, and football team 6-6, 5-7 against the spread, 2-4 against the spread at home. Dallas is 5-1 against the spread on the road. Something feels different though, especially the Washington football team has been coming on. Anthony and I talked a little bit before the show about how the football team defense has really come on. They've been holding teams to around 300 yards of total offense since October. So,
yeah.
G-Dog, I think I heard you say you might be on the football team plus 6.5 today. What's your thoughts?
I'm kind of looking that way. Looks good for me. I think these divisional games are tough, man. And 6.5. The Cowboys have been playing okay, but they haven't been dominating anybody. And it's like, I think they just have a good shot to keep it close at least, if not win outright. So
I agree. And these two teams hate each other, Anthony. Do you think it's going to be close too? And give us your thoughts.
Oh, it's going to be a tough fight. It's in Washington. Washington's playing very, very good football right now. I think there's way too much hype on the Cowboys. And I'm the first one to tell you that I love betting on the Cowboys, especially this year. How do you not love betting on the Cowboys? They're 9-3 against the spread, 4-2 on the road. They're the number one offense in the league. But they got the 27th ranked defense. There's nothing special about them. Injuries wise, nothing special. Nothing's really holding the Cowboys back. I'm currently looking at the Washington's, and we know that Logan Thomas is out again. The guy can't stay healthy. His second game, he tears his, was it ACL? I think it was ACL or MCL. I think it was ACL.
Right.
But a lot of questionable guys. But I mean, mostly they're playing. So most of the majority of the teams are healthy. It's going to be a great game, and I just think there's way too many points here. There is no respect for Washington.
I mean, Washington just runs the ball down your throat, man. I mean, Gibson's been just that's their game plan, and the Cowboys don't have much of a run defense.
No. Both teams are 4-0 or 4-0 against the spread in their last 4. I mean, this is a battle of against the spreads. I mean, throw all the trends out the window. Throw the injury report out the window. Comes down to a head toe-to-toe, grounded out kind of game. Who do you think is going to be better? I just don't see Cowboys a touchdown better than Washington. Maybe Cowboys do win this, but I don't see 7 points.
Right. The Cowboys are a very public team. America's team, so to speak. Public loves betting on the Cowboys. And let's be honest, Dak Prescott has owned the NFC East when he's healthy. He's got a sterling record against the football team and the rest of the NFC East. And the total sitting around 48 points, opened at 49. G, your thoughts on the total?
It should be a low-scoring game with the defense. Washington doesn't put up a ton of points, and they mostly run the ball, and Dallas may be limited by Washington's defense. I think. I mean, it's not quite sure where it's going to fall, but I mean, I'd lean to the under. Let me see.
I would too. Anthony, thoughts on the total? You're under
I would
taker here.
lean the. I would definitely lean the under. Washington cannot win this game in a shootout. If Dallas thinks they're going to go into Washington and put 28, 35 points on the board, they're going to be wrong. This has 24-20, 24-17 type game all over it.
All right, so 3 football team plus 6.5, 3 consensus. Anthony, you know what that sounds like?
Yes, it does.
The dog of the day. Right on. Throw that up there. We got the maximum edge dog of the day. We got football team plus 7 because I think that line's been dancing around.
Whether it's, I mean, my book has 7. I know a lot of books are 6.5, so it's back and forth. But if don't bet 6.5, put by the half point. You'd rather push than lose. How many times?
G-Dog's ears.
I know G-Dog doesn't believe in it. Whatever. Tooch, how many times did you lose by hook this week?
That's the thing. I did. Some books had 8. Yeah, it was at least 2 or 3 times. 8. 8.5. So I give them. If it's 8.5, I'm giving them 8.5.
I refuse to lose by the hook.
Right. Because in college basketball, it's a little different, but
it's never any different. If you look at over the course of a season and you average all your wins and losses by a hook, dude, you're just giving the bookie money.
Less profit.
I'd rather get my money back. I'd rather have a push than a win or a loss. I'll take my money back.
Right.
I bet you if you go look at all your stats over the course of a year and tell me how much you made different. Paying 120, 125 versus 110. Missing by a half point. You win just as many by half point as you lose by half point.
That's smart. I'm just betting.
It's all psychological in your head.
It's a philosophy. Yeah.
I refuse to lose by the hook. I refuse.
I find it odd. I mean, some people love buying the half point. Other people just, that take the loss. It's just.
Now it's the guys that buy a full point or more. If you're buying a full point, you guys will not even bet it. Because then you're losing a ton of value. You go from minus 110 to minus 130, minus 135. That's just ridiculous. But I have no problem taking minus 110.
I have this idiot that, I'd argue with him. I like moving the line. I like doing. I'm like, you're a fucking idiot because it's just I mean, if you, I'm, hitting at this point, you realize you got to go from hitting 54% to damn near 60 consistently just to break even. And that's just dumb over the course of a season with thousands of bets. If you're doing this legitimately long-term, every season, college basketball season, several months long, thousands, hundreds of games.
Yeah.
NFL, everybody's like, I'll buy a point, half point. Those lines are set like that for a reason in the NFL. Yep. They never lose by a half point, dude. There's not hardly ever when somebody, I should have got the 2.5 because I would have won if they would have kicked the field goal. It never comes down to 3 points. It barely comes down to 3 points. It's rarely tied and they hit. Some guy misses an extra point. Somebody gets a safety. It always throws off 90+% of the time. I guarantee it. I'm doing this for so long. If you looked at the statistics, it's not going to be, I paid that minus 125 that week, okay, cool. It's you might as well find another team and do a damn teaser.
Right. Or take the dog. But the philosophy, is different for everyone. Let's head over to Kansas City where we got the Raiders going to Kansas City. 2 teams hate each other. Kansas City, they won this one last time, I think, already.
They blew them out last time.
Raiders won this game last year.
Okay.
Last year.
Right,
Raiders
last year.
Are the one that last year. Beginning
this
of the year
in Las Vegas, the Chiefs went in there and blew them out. Right now, the Raiders clinging to playoff hopes at 6-6. The Chiefs look like the Chiefs of old recently at 8-4. And against the spread though, Chiefs starting to come back. 5-7 now. early part of the season, Anthony and I were fading the Chiefs against the spread because they just weren't covering. But the Raiders also 5-7 against the spread. Big number, Anthony. What do you think against the spread? 9.5 right now, sitting there.
Well, the Chiefs defense is healthy again. I mean, that's rare. And the Chiefs defense playing really well. We saw last week versus Denver. They didn't allow them to get one touchdown, just 3 field goals. And Denver's not, I mean, they're not the greatest offense, but they could have usually put a touchdown on the board. So the Chiefs that we know on the perception of last year is high explosive offense, poor defense. The total opposite. Their defense has been stepped up in the past 2-3 weeks. And their offense isn't high explosive, but they're doing just enough to win games and cover the spread. Just 9.5. I really hate taking the 9.5 on the Chiefs because on a normal time I would take the Raiders and the over. But it's a different scenario, different situation, different game. I'm on the Chiefs and the under.
Right. All right. Sorry about the toddlers breaking in there.
You don't have locks on your door.
Breaking the door down, man.
The door.
You gotta double lock the door.
The door was locked, but it didn't close all the way. So I just went over. I locked it, but it wasn't closed. So it was like it looked like it was closed, but
gotta double lock that door.
3-year-old came in there, Daddy, something. All right. G Dog. 9.5 points. Close game, you think here, or Chiefs? That's a lot big number.
I don't like that big number. I like the under, like Anthony said. I mean, it was 53, now it's 48. And it's weird because you look at the tickets and the money, like 55% of the tickets, 75% of the money on the over, but yet the lines come down 5 points. That doesn't make sense to me. So I would definitely be leaning under. And then I would look at the spread also has been moving opposite direction with tickets and money on the Chiefs, which is also suspicious. So I think the Raiders and the under perhaps might be the play in this one. Not sure yet. I haven't finalized my card, but that looks interesting to me.
Right. I'm reluctant to lay a big number with the Chiefs right now. This end of the season and the division game, bitter rivalry. I don't know if I see the Chiefs putting that big of a beating on the Raiders today.
Well, the Chiefs just. I mean, I was just reading this. It says the Chiefs have topped just 22 points just once since mid-October. So
right.
They've been struggling to put points up. That's not the high-flying offenses of years past. That's for sure.
Right. November 14th was when these two teams played last. 41-14 victory for the Chiefs in Las Vegas. So, I mean, you got to think the Raiders they're not gonna forget that beating.
No, these teams hate each other as much as Washington, Dallas. I mean, it's
right. Exactly. I think a little closer game. 9.5 is a big number. Let's move on to the Bills and the Bucks down in Tampa. Anthony, can you give us a little weather report?
Well, first several hours, I mean, very, very thick fog. Now it's all cleared up, and it is hot. Already, it's really hot. It's already like 82 degrees, and it's just going to get hotter with humidity. This game is going to be perfect football weather for the offenses. Defenses, over.
I like the over too as well. How's the humidity down there? I mean,
it's okay.
Bills,
it's not great. It's not like it usually is, but it's just hot. That's all I'm going to say. It's hot.
Right. I mean, if it was the humidity, it's going to if you're not used to playing in the humidity.
Yep. If you're in the stadium, you're going to probably sweat your balls off regardless, but yeah, it's hot.
Right. We got the Bills 7-5. Boy, they have come back down to earth from their hot start. 4-2 on the road against the spread, Bills almost even 6-5-1. On the road, they're 4-2 against the number. The Buccaneers dead even against the spread, but they are 4-1 against the spread at home. They're sitting at 9-3. Tampa Bay in control of the NFC right there with Green Bay pretty much.
They can win the division outright if they win tonight.
All right. Well, you know what we haven't seen is we have not seen Buffalo's defense without Tre'Davious White, their best cornerback, arguably their best player in the secondary. He's their shutdown corner, which means somebody else is going to be guarding Mike Evans. What are your thoughts on the?
Well, that was the case last week too. Though Tre'Davious was out the week before with the knee injury, so that's not a thing. Their defense is number one against the pass, actually.
And what was the result of the Bills game last week?
Well, they got their throats ran down with the freaking
Patriots. They didn't need any pass defense.
No.
In that game.
But they've been limiting their opponents to only 16.3 points per game. So their defense has definitely been there.
It's the number one in the
Still
league.
good.
Yeah, the best defense in the league. Versus the Buccaneers.
Number one defense.
Second best offense. Second best offense the Bucs have. And Richard Sherman is supposed to come back today.
Yeah, Richard Sherman's up today.
Jason Pierre-Paul's playing. Darden. I mean, it's going to be full squad versus first squad for the most part. I think it's going to be a lot scored in this game. I throw those three defensive stats out the window. It's going to be which team puts more points on the board. Who's going to hit 35, 32 points first?
Yeah, I see. Here's the thing: the Bills cannot run the ball. You know, they don't have any good. They don't have a good running. They don't have any good running backs for the most part. They don't have a star. They really could use a star at running back to make this. You know, to make their
use a running back.
They could use
running back.
Any running back would be good to help.
Really true.
Help out there. And the Buccaneers, well, aren't many teams that can run on the Buccaneers. So, I mean, Buffalo, Josh Allen's going to drop back 30, 40, 50 times in this game.
Easily.
You know,
easily.
I wonder.
Stephon Diggs.
Right.
You're going to have
the wide receivers.
nearly 10 mile an hour winds, 9 mile an hour winds going side to side in the field during the game, though. So that's not as dramatic, obviously, as the 25 mile an hour the other night.
Right, 40 mile per hour gusts, and they still threw. They still tried to throw in that game against the Patriots.
Definitely leaning the over. This one too. The Tampa opened as a 4, down to 3.5. Most tickets and money are on Tampa. So
how about the size?
Tampa covered the spread. Every game at home so far, I think it's 5. I think they're 5-1 against the spread at home. The only game they did not cover against the spread was versus the Cowboys on the home opener. Other than that, they've covered the spread in every game at home.
I'm reluctant to go against Tom Brady. You know, anytime I don't care what you're doing.
You can't take a side. You can't take the side because those are the hungrier team, but you can't go against the Buccaneers at home. So I mean, give and take. So this is the perfect scenario to take the over. I mean, I don't know how you don't take the over. I mean, I'm like all excited. 52.5 is not a lot of points for a Buccaneers.
I saw it at 54.5 recently. It's come back down.
Open at 53.5. I don't know where the hell you ever got 54.5.
54.5. I thought I saw 54.5 early, but yeah.
Just put your glasses on, buddy.
I'll give you the benefit of the doubt and say that you saw it earlier in the week.
Yeah, earlier in the week, because I was looking over too. I just don't see, I see a lot of offense in this one. Let's head over to Green Bay, man, where Anthony and our hometown Bears are going up to Green Bay. Green Bay having a good season, man. 9-3 also.
Real quick. Yeah. Before on the Bills Bucks, the over is 6-0 in the Bills' last 6 games as an underdog, and over is 4-0 in the Bills' last 4 games as a road underdog.
I love it. Giving out the over, very nice. Bears Packers, Lambeau Field, winter storms around Midwest area. Let's see. The Bears 4-8 against the spread, 2-4 against the spread on the road. 11.5, big number. I know the Bears. I don't think that number is a problem for Green Bay. G-Dog, big number.
I hate the Packers with a passion.
Join the club, buddy. Join the club.
You don't like Aaron Rodgers?
I don't know. I respect Aaron Rodgers. I don't necessarily like Aaron Rodgers.
Right, there you go. What do you think
Allen
about that big
Robinson's
number?
doubtful for the Bears. Justin Fields is coming back.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the under 43.
Yep.
Now it's up to 12. Jesus Christ. That's an anti-public spot if I ever saw one. I don't know.
You hold your nose and take the Bears plus 12?
Almost.
I cannot do it myself. For me, I think this game's going to be, 40-14 blowout.
When you said take the Bears, hold your nose and take the Bears, all I could think of was that emoji when it's like barfing. You cannot take the Bears at Lambeau Field versus Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
There's just no way. But this defense is the team is giving up. The team is giving up. That they don't give a rat's ass anymore about this season.
That's true.
Matt Nagy's out the door. The kicker is not kicking field goals like he used to. Fields is first day back. He's run for his life.
He's rusty.
I say 2 interceptions by Fields.
Isn't Mac is
There's
out
no
for the
Allen
season.
Robinson.
Mac is out for the season. Yep. Khalil
Team
Mack.
Hicks has already said his piece. I'm out of Chicago after the end of the season. This is going to be a disaster game. The only way the Bears cover is if Aaron Rodgers goes into this game and doesn't care. But damn well Aaron Rodgers is going to say, "Oh man, everybody on the Bears roster
He's dominated these guys, and he's going to just go out and prove his
exactly."
He's got to back
Everybody
it up.
on the Bears team is going to walk into Lambeau Field with a T-shirt that says "Property of Aaron Rodgers."
Yeah.
So this has Packers written all over. I'll take the 11.5, 12.5, all the way up to 2 touchdowns. This is going to be this is going to be ugly.
I'm leaning that way too. I just
ugly.
41-14 Packers. I just 35.
Lock in my Packers minus 13 and whatever the hell it is. Go to bed.
G-Dog, last thought on Bears Packers. Lean. Hold your nose.
I'd have to. No, I wouldn't. I can't even do that with the Bears. They stink.
Stay away from this game, right?
If
They
anything,
suck.
I would take the Packers. I would say in this spot.
I would too. I have no. Lately, Bears games have been going over the total. Anthony and I have been thinking over. I'm thinking under with Bears games. The past couple of games, they've gone over. So
this game, I don't see the Bears score much. No, in the previous couple of games, I'll say over. But Packers, I'm telling you, damn well, they take care of their home turf.
Yep.
And
This whole team's in disarray, though, like you're saying.
Yeah. 5-0 against the spread at home. And, double-digit favorites this season have a pretty damn good record. They're like 20-5.
God, there's been so much line movement on these totals that I'm looking at, man. They're all like at least 3, 4, 5 points in a lot of cases. It's like, what the hell?
tell the public to stop betting totals.
They usually don't move that much.
I know.
All right.
Well, you know what it is? Overall for a day of Sunday bet NFL, these matchups and these lines suck. So the totals are actually the better way to go overall. Or you put them in teasers. So.
Yeah. Let's say we give away a free play and head out of here. We'll be back tomorrow night with a special guest. Let's give away a free play. All right, here we go. You probably guessed it. We were hyping it up a little bit. Free play. Bills, Buccaneers over 52.5. I like this play. All signs point to the over. That'll be the maximum edge. Free play. I want to thank G-Dog and Anthony for helping us break it all down. We'll be back tomorrow, 5:30 Central, 6:30 Eastern, talking Monday Night Football. And then later on in the week, we'll be talking some other games. We'll be breaking down college football next weekend, breaking down college basketball throughout the week. Always catch G-Dog and Anthony's previews on Twitter. They're always breaking down games for you. And thanks, guys. We will see you later.
Sounds good, man. Have a good day.
And I'm the team captain. He's the preview, and I'm the main attraction.
Unstoppable, unconquerable, on top of the world, accomplishing the impossible. Unstoppable, unconquerable, on top of the world, accomplishing the impossible.
Invincible hustle, mighty desire to conspire, to transpire, to be higher.